law enforcement agencies have come out in their large numbers, basically trying to enforce compliance, especially for those that are coming from different parts of the country headed into the Gauteng province. Well, from what we gathered earlier on when we were speaking to the Gauteng Traffic Police spokesperson, he actually mentioned that about 2,200 vehicles will be passing through gantries headed to Gauteng in all different directions, saying that, a lot of people maybe might have delayed their trips. So we are expecting that around maybe 6 p.m. there would be around 2,200 vehicles that will be passing through some of these gantries here. And as you can remember, yesterday was the January 8th. The ruling party were having their January 8th festivities, and we've seen a lot of cars, unmarked cars that have blue lights on them. And we would assume those are some of the dignitaries that were actually traveling back from Polokwane headed to different parts of Gauteng. Well, from what we also heard, we spoke to the RTMC in the weeks leading up to the culmination of the festive season, and they told us that in the past 2 years, fatalities during the festive season have been on a downward trajectory. During the 2019-2020 festive season, we saw about 1,600 fatalities, and during the 2020-2021, there was around 1,400 fatalities. So judging by their assessment, we should be somewhere in the 1,000 or 1,003 threshold, but that's just me speculating, as my colleague rightfully mentioned earlier before me, that the transport minister is the one with the prerogative to actually announce these statistics, and the law enforcement agencies have been quite tight-lipped. We've actually tried to get some of the preliminary stats to try and find out whether, we're going to exceed the previous year's stats, but they've been quite tight-lipped, saying that there's a new protocol where, in order to avoid a situation where the authorities are now, to a certain extent, not agreeing with each other in terms of the stats, they've allowed only the police minister. And with this being the final weekend of the festive season, we are anticipating in the next coming days, after the 11th, which is the actual last day of this festive season, the Transport Department would be preparing now to issue out those stats in order to see what exactly transpired. As we spoke to the Gauteng Traffic Police earlier, they also mentioned that Gauteng did not experience a lot of major accidents. Major accidents would be those that would have like 5 or more fatalities. In fact, they were saying that they were happening in neighboring provinces of Limpopo and in the Eastern Cape. So we were quite fortunate enough that as a province, we haven't seen those major accidents. And they also mentioned, the traffic police of the province, that the minibus taxis and trucks are the ones that have actually led to the numbers actually going very high in terms of fatalities. As you know, that one minibus taxi accident would have plus minus 10, 15 commuters inside who are at risk of actually losing their lives once that particular accident happened. So we heard that, the minibus taxis are the ones, and the trucks are the ones actually leading in terms of vehicles that contribute to some of the carnage during this particular festive season.